Hello friends, this is your host Zenith. My name is E.T. I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about Mercury Retrograde, which is going to be happening until the end of the Gregorian year. So I think it goes direct either the 1st or the 2nd of Janus or January. So yeah, Mercury Retrograde is a time of introspection. Basically, while Mercury was setting its shadow, which was in the western at the end of Sagittarius and the very beginning of Capricorn. And this was happening the past couple of weeks. So things that have been occurring the past couple of weeks are now going to be revisited as Mercury retrogrades over its shadow. So, what does that mean? It means that things that we glossed over the past couple of weeks are coming back for reevaluation. Typically, Mercury retrograde is not a good time to travel. It's really not a good time to start new projects. It's more of a time of like finishing what we've started in the past, kind of reevaluating. You may notice, certain people of the past coming back to you, whether that's exes or family members or friends or business partners or just anyone that you were associating with during that time. Oh my goodness, there's a spider web that is building itself on my camera as we speak. Okay, so that's a good sign. In the Chinese, the spider is the great grandmother. She's the one who weaves the web of the universe. It's a very auspicious, wise sign. Why? Because we weave our web through all the different people, through all the different things in life, I have big lone wolf energy. I have big isolation energy. I have a lot of 12th house placements. So that typically puts me in a very isolated position. I enjoy my life in solitude. But that can be hazardous. Because we need people. We are social creatures. So the spider represents that interweaving of networks between all the things, So it's the ether. She weaves the web and connects to all of the different people and things. So anyway, where was I? Most people are scared of spiders. It's actually a very auspicious sign. It represents wealth because in astrology too, that's the 11th house, our income. Your 11th house lord shows you your income. It can show a lot because the 11th house is also Aquarius, which is also our network. Net worth is net work, okay? All of our income, house of gains, comes through the 11th house. Okay, this wasn't what I was talking about, but this is important for you if your 11th house lord is Mercury, if your 11th house cusp is either Gemini or Virgo, okay? Because Mercury retrograde actually is your 11th house lord, and that makes it even more powerful. So depending on where Mercury is in your chart or what sign is where, that really determines what Mercury retrograde is all about for you, okay? So generally this is passing through the western signs of Capricorn and Sagittarius, or as I say, Ophiuchus, right? And we'll be crossing back into the 13th sign in the galactic center in a week or so, in a couple weeks, okay? And then we'll go direct again and kind of resolve its shadow in the days to come, really through January, through the new year. So it really is going to feel like a fresh start. So, Capricorn itself is a very entrepreneurial sign. This is the patriarch, ruled by Saturn. So if we look at that, we can kind of see, okay, where's Saturn in your chart? If it's in your 6th house, then things that are of your daily routine, of your health, of your nutrition, of your work are going to be coming up during this Mercury retrograde. If your Saturn is in the 7th house, then relationships, etc., etc. If you want to book a reading with me, I would love to read for you. Contact me, and Ophiuchus is the sign of the snake charmer. I have a video on Ophiuchus, the 13th sign, which is connected to the hidden feminine. You can watch that. I got cut off during it as I was getting into it, but I'll share more as time goes on. So yeah, I think this is a good time for channeling. I think we have a lot of forward movement happening with all the other signs. You know, Saturn's going direct now in Pisces, which is really showing us this year forward as, you know, grounding in the spiritual. You know, a lot of the karma is coming to a head for people. Those with Pisces and Saturn and Pisces are really going to have to, you know, experience some challenges during this year. And it's based on spirituality. And I've said this in other videos, but Saturn's transit through Pisces is really exposing a lot of metaphysical frauds, spiritual frauds, which I love that, because, you know, some of us really do devote our lives to this, and it is genuine. So and there's a lot of, once again, there's a lot of people that aren't really coming from an integral place, and that's also a good thing, you know, because it makes those that are stand out, and Saturn in Pisces is showing us that, you know, and now that Saturn has gone direct, we're going to see that. So anyway, back to Mercury. Mercury represents the mind, the analytical mind, the mathematical, the communication, you know, so when planets go retrograde or station, they become even more powerful.